Hey guys, Tim07 here, finally back with some more Halo racing action. This is going to be FLR again here on Francis Creek. Your starting order is going to be Vermin, Curry, Camby, Jim, who is a new racer, Mustang, who's also a new racer. There's Decoy right there, and then Slaunch and Luke in the back. So here we go, we're going to get started with this race at Francis Creek, new go-kart track, recently forged in the last 2 months. One of the most intense, fast-paced tracks we've ever seen on Halo in terms of go-kart, easily. Probably my favorite out of any we've raced. Intense start, lots of battles going on everywhere. Looks like maybe one or two people had gone off the track. I'm guessing that Vermin and maybe even Camby were the culprits there, because I believe Curry's still at the front at this point. So we're on Mustang's perspective. Now we're going to go to Luke's perspective. And Slaunch tries to go for a pass on Luke. Luke flips and is going to go back to probably 8th at this point. And here we see Curry flips in the front, which is going to give Jim the lead. So lots of shaking up in the pack. That chicane right there is probably one of my favorite chicanes ever on Halo. And then this section here is also another one of my favorites. Just you can make all kinds of moves in that section. It's hard to make a pass, but passes can start in that section. You saw that there with Slaunch on Decoy. Hard to make a pass in that section, but that section's often where like you kind of carry that momentum. This track's all about momentum, and it's all about carrying momentum. If your momentum gets cut by a driver in front of you, it's just about impossible to pass somebody on this track unless you just straight up put somebody in the wall. So you see Slaunch trying to carry the momentum, gets a little bit of a bump, and he's not able to carry it there. This is the battle for first here between Jim, the new driver, and Slaunch. Also a little update for you guys, because we do heat races. The first heat was won by Papa, and the second heat was won by Luke. The first heat order was Papa, Mustang, Camby, Vermin. The second heat order was Luke, Decoy, Jim, and Curry. So just so you guys know that. Still some good battling going on here for first. Jim is one of the hardest drivers to pass ever. He focuses more on blocking than he does racing, and you'll see that here, and that's why Slaunch has an extremely hard time passing him. If Slaunch went a little bit further to the right, he could have made it a little bit easier on himself right there, but unfortunately did not expect Jim to come all flying back to the left. And then you see he gets Slaunch off into the side rumble. That's going to slow Slaunch down a ton, and Decoy catches up. We're going to go to Luke, get an update on him. As you can see, he's climbing his way back through the pack because he's the second heat winner. He should be one of the faster people on this track with Slaunch, but because of that wreck, it's going to set him back, and he's going to try to work his way through the field. You see Camby behind him. Camby, another really fast driver that's coming into this season new as a rookie to this league, I believe. I don't think he's raced in this league before, but he has raced in other leagues, and Camby is one of the better drivers, especially in Supercross, that I've raced against, so I would look out for him. I think Camby's really fast. And here you see Luke pass Curry, I believe. Yup, Luke's going to pass Curry, and you can tell Luke got some momentum from that previous S section and kind of carried that momentum on into the next 2 sections, and he was able to make the pass. So it's all about carrying momentum there. Here you see a little update here. Slaunch has actually fallen into 3rd behind Decoy and Jim. So Jim hits Decoy. Jim is blocking Decoy super hard right here. Decoy had 2 insane runs and just got blocked insanely hard. And you can tell how detrimental of a racing style that is if you want to win, because he's spending more time blocking than he is racing. And it's just, I feel like he would be getting a much bigger lead if he was focusing more on his line instead of blocking. Because he's blocking just leads to more blocking. If you block too much, you're just going to have to block more because you're slowing yourself down more and catching more people up. It's not a very good way to race. So he's trying to put Slaunch into the rock there. He gets to build 2 wheels. Slaunch has a good run, and Slaunch is going to hit the triple and take him on the outside. Really good overtake there from Slaunch. Is going to pass Jim, who could not block him there amazingly. He's going to put Jim into 2nd and Decoy into 3rd, so now Decoy's going to have to try to pass him, which is going to be a rough. So here we go. I have no idea what happened to Luke there, why he went off the track. I don't remember. I don't have the context for that clip. But here we have a battle between Camby and Luke. Should be a pretty good battle. Both of these drivers are very good at battling. Oh, Camby got a little bit of two-wheel action. He fell off a little bit. And Luke hits the triple on the chicane. So I believe if we have an update on positions, Mustang in front of Luke is in 4th, so Luke's in 5th at this point. So fell back to 8th because of that flip. Now he's in 5th. But as you can see, the gap between him and that second place spot, especially with Jim slowing him down, isn't going to mean much. And you see I fast forwarded it a little bit here, and look at that, like 2 laps, maybe 1 lap, Luke catches because of how much it's slowing down the pack. Luke gets by on the inside of Decoy. Decoy's lost a lot of positions here. Looks like Decoy is going to be back down to 5th now, so that's unfortunate for Decoy. That blocking's hurt him a lot. I think Decoy was looking really fast. If he wasn't getting blocked so hard, he probably wouldn't have even gotten this far back. So here Luke's going to try to make a move on Mustang, most likely. So Luke gets popped a little high there, and I'm not exactly sure. It kind of slowed him down. I'm not exactly sure what happened to Curry. He must have been lagging out right there. So that was kind of weird. Decoy was trying to make a move on Luke, but Luke held off. And then Mustang slows down a little bit, and that gets Luke into the chicane, which is going to give Decoy the overtake on him. So now Decoy is going to try to make some moves here. Jim is blocking Mustang, his friend, insanely hard, slows him down a lot, ends up wrecking Decoy. And then Camby, look at Camby, he was so far back, all of this blocking, Camby's caught up, boom, like a lap. So all blocking does is slow you down intensely. Well, it may be effective strategy on this track, and other tracks not. So here we're going to watch Camby for a little bit. Camby, solid supercross rider. Hopefully we can get Decoy. Whoa, look at that battle in front. Luke overtakes Mustang on the outside with the carried momentum. That's the kind of things you can do in that corner if you know what you're doing. A lot of different ways you can pass. One of my favorite corners in Halo. Favorite strings of sections. So now Luke's behind Jim, which is going to be a struggle. It'll be fun to watch in a little bit. But let's watch Camby. Camby, I think if Decoy puts some supercrosses into the schedule, and you see Camby making big moves, might even be able to pass Luke. That block from Jim slowed Luke and Mustang down so much that Camby almost made a double pass in that corner because he was able to avoid all that and have all that momentum. Camby going for it in the chicane, super tight between Camby and Luke, and a two-wheel coming out of Mustang. Really intense racing off that chicane. That chicane is one of the best parts of the track to watch when the drivers are super enclosed. Here we have an update. An update on your leader. I do a little pan out here to show you how big of a lead he has, and this lead is created by a Jim in second. All of his blocking is it's just literally handing Slaunch the win on a silver platter. Nobody will be able to catch up to Slaunch and have a chance at the win. Jim's basically just racing for second at this point, which is very unfortunate. So here we're going to watch Luke and Jim battle, and this will just give you an idea of how bad some of this blocking really is. And you'll watch Camby as well. When Camby comes behind Luke, watch Camby a lot. Camby also gives a pretty good perspective of this, so make sure you're paying attention to when Camby comes up and when Camby falls out. It's very important. A bit of battle through here. They're going to go through the straight section, carry a lot of momentum through that straight. Luke's trying to get he's trying to get some momentum on the outside to do a crossover, but it's so hard for him to pass Jim, especially because Jim is slowing him down so much that Luke not only has to worry about passing Jim, he also has to worry about passing Camby, and Camby hasn't even been behind Jim at this point. So Camby in third or in fourth has no idea what's coming to him if he passes Luke. Camby has no idea, so he's probably wondering why he keeps catching up so easily. Whoa, Camby trying to make moves, intense two-wheel, and Decoy has even caught up to Camby at this point. Jim is slowing down the entire pack. And you can tell just by the way he's racing, he's clearly not racing for position, he's clearly just racing the block. I'm just gonna try to make a move here, try to get some momentum. You see he's trying to do some crossovers, but he got kind of cut off into that edge there, and it slowed his momentum. Unfortunate. So here we cut to Slaunch on the white flag. Slaunch is coming here to take the victory. Has a huge lead because of that second place ordeal. and Solange is going to take the win, the first FLR race of Season 3. And here Luke gets put into the rocks by Jim on the final lap. So we're going to see if he can do anything here. And all of this blocking has separated the pack pretty intensely. So this is going to be the closest battle we have on the track. Luke trying to carry all momentum he has. He carries probably the fastest line through the corner, but it's not going to matter. All that he could do is not going to work out. Jim's going to take second. Luke's going to take third. Decoy's going to take fourth. Mustang's going to take fifth. Camby's going to take sixth somehow. Camby fell down a lot in those final laps. Vermin will take seventh, and Curry will take eighth. Solange with the victory. Intense race there in Francis Creek. Probably one of my favorite tracks to watch and race. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll see you for Magna Tempest, which is race 2 of this night.